turned around. Got ourselves a situation, stuck in a new location without any explanation. No time for relaxation.
I've recently been playing a lot of Outcome Memories. A lot. If you don't know what it is, I highly recommend checking it out. It's an asym Roblox game that is based off the Sonic.exe creepypasta, which then inspires Sonic.exe, the disaster of that creepypasta. That was one of my favorite games to play until it eventually got shut down. But Outcome Memories has been a solid substitute that could just be almost like a sequel. It has to be one of my favorite games at the moment to just sit down, play with my friends, or play with people in public lobbies, etc. But if you already do know what it is, and you've already played it before, then let's just get into it. I'm gonna not waste any more of your time. You want to just be like the blur himself, Sonic. But first, a quick rundown of some things about his kit, just to make sure that if there is anyone new, they too can enjoy this video. I can't leave anybody out. Sonic in Outcome Memories is one of a kind. He can work as a frontline thanks to his first ability, someone protecting his teammates with his stun, or he can work as a great support with his second ability, getting people in and out of a chase, but we'll talk about those in a little bit. He has the fastest base movement speed in the game, meaning that you may not be faster than the Executioners, but you are faster than other survivors. So if the Executioner is on you, you could definitely play around that. Play around your speed thanks to the roll mechanic from falling down ledges or anything. Always be on the move with Sonic, adapting to different situations by focusing on your cooldowns, your teammates' cooldowns, and also how the Executioner plays themselves. How you play can shake up an entire round if you manage everything right. But first, let's discuss certain things about what Sonic has for his passives. For one, Sonic has 3 of them. But we'll talk about one later during talking about his LMS, or Last Man Standing. His dodge meter, as it says in the name, is a meter that Sonic has below his health that acts as basically a second health bar, so making Sonic more tankier than every survivor in the current release of the game, other than Metal Sonic, of course. If Sonic has any meter at all, it could even be like 1 health in his dodge meter, he'll dodge an Executioner attack. He'll always dodge before it affects his actual health. Keep that in mind with how much the Executioner does damage to you. This goes for 2011X and any Executioner going into the future. There's some math you're gonna have to do, like how 2011X is 42 damage, so the most amount of dodges you'll have for M1s is 2, until they go into rage mode, and then you only have 1 dodge, but that's either near or there. How you also manage your dodge meter could affect how great you are at stalling the Executioner, thanks to basically giving you more tankiness. How you get dodge meter back is something we'll talk about when we discuss his first ability, but first I want to really brief mention the passive that I like to call Unstoppable, in massive quotations. I don't really know how to label this, since it's only a thing Sonic and Knuckles has, where if the Executioner has just been stunned and there's no red outline yet, they can still stun the Executioner to stack onto their stuns. Don't do this. It's very not smart. It's like 90% of the time not worth it, because for one, you're giving the 2011X more rage. When the music is playing while he's stunned, that gives him more time for his rage mode. And if it's a stacked lobby, he has if he gets rage mode super early, he'll get plenty of time to just go for M1s and not have to get stunned. He'll just dodge the abilities. The only instances I can think of where your stun stacking is worth it is during rage mode. That's very hard to do because of the brief window you have. You'd have to be ready for it. Or maybe when he's after done using rage and there's no rage mode to stack anymore, so you can just stack your stuns. But it's overall not worth it unless the person he's chasing needs to heal from a cream or from Amy's Sun card. Because either way, like, if you guys stack all your stuns, you stack 3 stuns, who's gonna get someone out of a grab? They have to break out themselves now, and that's gonna be like 30 HP gone, or maybe even worse if they're not very good at the minigame. Overall, this passive is very hit or miss. it's way more advised to just hold on to your abilities instead of just stacking onto it more. Now, for Sonic's abilities, he has two. He has his drop dash, which is honestly something that's really fun to use. Like, I think it's just probably one of the fun abilities in the game, even if it's super basic. So first, Sonic will jump into the air, curling into a ball, then he dives back down, gaining complete invulnerability to mostly everything. Falling off not perfect, and God's Trickery goes through the iframes, but the trickery won't exactly hurt Sonic, it'll just drain his dodge meter. So if you have no meter, you're still taking no damage, and maybe fire afterburn. I haven't really tested that, so if it does, then fire, I guess. If Sonic comes into contact with the Executioner while he's in his drop dash, he applies a 1-second stun on his first and second hit. Then on the third hit, he spins into the Executioner, applying a more harder 3-second stun, maxing out at least 5 seconds. This is also the way of how Sonic gains more dodge meter, as every hit with drop dash gives 10 meter to his dodge, giving him 30 dodge if you were to land all 3 hits. The cooldown for the move is different depending on if you landed all the hits or not. If you land just the first or 2 hits, it's 25 seconds. And then if you land all the hits of your drop dash, it's 35 seconds. The thing with this ability is that there's 3 ways to use it. There's the normal way, which is on the ground, do the jump, and you'll drop dash onto the floor. This one is the most basic way to use it, and it's honestly the most obvious way to use it, due to the fact that you can hear the spinning sound effect as Sonic jumps into the air. The second way to use it is when you jump and then you fall back down on the ground, and when you hit the ground, you drop dash. It makes the inputs the jump for you. You basically input the jump for the drop dash already, and then you're already on the ground. But the thing is that there's the third way to use it, where instead of pressing E instantly as soon as you hit the ground off of a normal jump, you give it 1 or 2 second period, then you drop dash. It ends up kind of lagging it to where you don't do it instantly. Thanks to drop dash's great frame data, where it's super fast on how you get your iframes, you could just kind of walk into the Executioner and then just get your drop dash stuns from that. The thing is that it can be a little risky if they're just kind of spamming M1, so you want to use it just to get the jump on them, or to bait them using invis or trickery to dodge your drop dash. Keep that in mind with how they react. If they can't react to the basic version of the drop dash lag, where you do the jump and then instantly drop it, if they don't react to that, I would say use it until they start reacting to it. When you start reacting to it, that's when you can bust out the laggier one, I guess we're gonna call it. Sure. Either way, it's tech that you can use to bait cooldowns of the Executioner and then waste his time. If he's using that 10 seconds of invis because he dodged one of your abilities that you didn't even use, that's perfect. And it's also great for LMS. But we'll talk about that a little bit more when we actually get to that. Sonic's second ability is Peel Out. Probably one of the hardest abilities to utilize correctly in the game. Maybe second to Metal's Charge, or maybe Knuckles' Counter, or heck, Amy's Hammer Throw. But to discuss what it is, when he activates it by pressing Q or whatever Q bind you have, he first charges up for about 3 seconds, running in place for ticking off at high speed for 7 seconds. The highest speed in the game currently. Anyone that he collides with, any teammate that he collides with during the 7 seconds of his speed, he puts them on his back and will continue to have them on his back until they jump off, or by staying on the entire duration. The cooldown for this move is 40 seconds if you don't have anyone on you. Before the move ends and you have someone on your back, the move is drastically reduced by 15 seconds, making it 25, which is phenomenal. 25-second cooldown on this ability is strong. Constantly using this to get someone in and out of a chase to make the Executioner waste his time is prime gameplay that you need to have for Sonic. If you are utilizing this ability to its peak and watching your teammates' cooldowns, whenever they're like, if it's a Knuckles missing his counter and you're already ready for a Peel Out, then perfect. He's out of there and he can save 7 seconds off his cooldowns to come back up, or someone else can just save him, and it's perfect. Peel Out is honestly pretty broken if you know how to use it right. How it works is that it'll move with your mouse, so you could do some tight drifting, like complete 90-degree angles to get away from the executioner. And there's also some things that people can do on your back, which are some kind of like team ups. Like Tails can fire his cannon on your back. Hammy can have her hammer ready and run into the executioner on purpose to hit them, and you run away together. And probably the best way to use this with a teammate is with Cream on your back. She can use her heal and heal you on your back while you're speeding away. The thing is that you can't pick up Eggman or Metal Sonic due to their weight, one being an actual robot and the other just being a fat ass. But if you probably could pick them up, it would probably be definitely the best ability in the game. So it's good that they can't be picked up. Always be on the lookout for who is in a chase and who isn't, as Rage Mode is very strong. So Peel Out can make Rage Mode a lot more bearable than using it wrong. Be careful using this. Don't run people off the map and not perfect, or into the nuke on you can't run. Don't troll with it unless it's someone you know. Well, despite your efforts, you're the last one standing. All your friends are dead, and it's just up to you to make it out alive. When Sonic is entered into a last man standing, he gets another passive called Guilt, basically not giving him any of the 15% damage reduction, and instead basically taking 15% more damage compared to other survivors. If Sonic doesn't have any kind of dodge meter to give him more hits, he takes 4 hits and at max health, gone, he's dead. So the way you win as last man standing for Sonic is tough. Right now, maybe with the new song giving you less time to have to play for it, but during the old LMS theme, where it was a whopping at least 4 minutes of total time, meaning that you had like 3 minutes to survive the executioner and last man standing, it was definitely an uphill battle. But Sonic in LMS does get a couple of buffs, besides being nerfed drastically. For one, Drop Dash gets his cooldown halved, completely halved. If you land all 3 stuns, it's 18 seconds, and if you don't land all your stuns and land the first or 2 hits, it's 16 seconds. Another thing is that Peel Out doesn't get more duration from Drop Dash. I didn't mention this earlier, but when you use Drop Dash in regular game mode, it ends up adding 5 seconds to Peel Out. That gets removed in LMS. Completely removed. You had basically no Peel Out end lag, so you can land all 3 drop dashes and Peel Out instantly, and you're gone. The thing with that is that it's very risky, as even though you're peeling out, he can still eventually win the marathon and get to you with Invis or time it right with God's Trickery to just be on your back anyway. If they use it early and you end up like dodging it by jumping over the Trickery or watching your keyboard movement, because how Trickery works is that it keeps track of your keyboard, of what you're pressing. So if you're not pressing anything during your peel out, you're technically good. If it's the rainbow colored one, the blue one, or if you jump over it, or if you move during it, it tracks your keyboard movement. So keep that in mind when using peel out. When he also uses Trickery, you can just end up using peel out anyway, and then just zoom off, so he has to use Invis. So either way, the only also nerf I can think of is, thanks to nobody being alive, you're never going to get that 25-second peel out cooldown. So it's always going to be on a 40-second cooldown, which means that Trickery is probably going to come up before you get peel out. So it's not going to be just a one-sided match. You need to keep track of your cooldowns during LMS. And also your movement as well. I feel like if your movement is perfect and you're pretty mild on hitting your abilities, it's an uphill battle, but you could definitely win. I would say that to prevent LMS is your goal. You do not want to be the last one standing with Sonic. It is pretty much an uphill battle, and even then, even if you win, it's still a loss because you couldn't be the hero to save everyone else. You ended up failing your job. So you need to make sure that preventing LMS for even just someone else, or even you, is what you need to do as Sonic. Sonic is literally the playstyle of being a hero. You need to be the hero and save your team. Do not act selfish with this character. It's not worth it. Oh my gosh, this video was supposed to be done a long time ago. I had this video planned for like 2 weeks now, and I had a week delayed thanks to my GPU artifacting. But overall, I just want to give a huge props to my friend Quan for making the render of the thumbnail. I, I wish I could have I wish I could post it for it. I want to thank all my friends for helping me in private servers getting more footage. I'll appreciate them for that. And huge love to the Outcome Memories dev team. Like, these people are amazing. Like, the people that are just constantly working on this to make sure that it's even to par with what they envision is outstanding. This part's definitely like not scripted. I don't know if you can tell this is not scripted at all. But anyway, to all my Sonic mains out there, I hope you maybe learned something, or if not, I can just share this video to anybody who wants to learn Sonic. But the number one tip that I want to give to anybody out there that wants to play Sonic, gotta go fast.